everybody, welcome back. We are here with Paranormal WatchTower, myself, Brandon, and we got Ray over here. We're excited to bring you a very cool episode, probably one of the more sought after episodes. There's a special gift for all of you that are coming in to watch tonight. We've got a very special preview coming, something you've never seen before, something I'm super excited about. I just found out about literally 5 minutes ago. But we'll get to that in a minute. Ray, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man. How you been?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Anything interesting happened to you in the last few days?
Nah, not really. Just been working. What's the weather been like up in Wisconsin?
It's hot. It was 75 today, all day.
Take that.
I went over and had to rebuild the Tina's neighbor's fence, and that's a whole nother story. But I went for a drive with my daughter. You know, my daughter's learning to drive, right? We're driving down and we see this new. There's a new drawbridge connecting Neenah and Menasha,
Right.
And we went over this bridge and we're looking, and there was this car driving down this weird road that I never saw before, and I'm like, oh, it must just go down and you watch the birds or whatever, whatever. But so we go to lunch. We're on our way back, and she's all pissed off because she doesn't want to go home. And I'm like, well, we could go to drive around in the other park, or we could go in that new road down there that takes us down to the water. And she looks at me. She's 19. She looks at me and she goes, "Shut up, Grandpa. You know, I go and look at birds and water." And I'm just, and at the time I'm laughing. I'm like, okay, that was funny, but at the same time, fuck you.
Brandon gonna go take the breadcrumbs to the birds.
Yeah. Apparently it's old guy shit, I guess. Whatever. Everybody likes to see a little peaceful stuff throughout the chaos. You know what I mean?
I get it.
So, anyways, I thought it was funny. Apparently Ray didn't, but whatever. That's fine.
I mean, I've heard funnier stories.
Yeah. Anyways, well, let's get to our guests, huh?
Are you pretty excited about this one?
I am pretty excited about this one. This one is going to be, like I said, I wasn't excited about it as much as I was when I found out what we were doing. So, super excited about it. Let's bring in a couple of guests that both of our guests that everybody knows. And if you don't, shame on you. You should know. Let's bring in Kyle and Barry from from Unfortunate Travels. Here we go.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Welcome in, guys. How you doing?
Oh, man, how you doing?
Good, man.
Oh, can't believe I messed that up. Oh, well.
We're the ultimate travels, too.
The ultimate. So, anyhow, Ray didn't like my story. I thought it was funny, but.
What'd you guys think? Be honest.
The awkward silence, that made it for me.
That made it for you? That did it for you?
We were laughing behind the mute.
Yep.
Yeah. Ray's hard to impress, apparently, but whatever. So, how have you guys been doing? Doing good?
Oh, we've been good, man. Staying busy.
I see you've been active. I see you guys have been live quite a bit recently. That's great. I've stopped in a few times, and you guys were in the thick of things, so I didn't get to really chat with you. But yeah, it's awesome to see that you guys are still pounding it out.
We had a lot of fun this last time we went live, which I think for us was the first time in a while where we just really enjoyed interacting and being live at that time. So that was refreshing, I feel.
Yeah. And we're not going to say what it is right now, but you've got a surprise coming for us tonight.
Yes, we do. Yeah. The reason that we haven't been live so much is going to be part of that surprise.
Okay, awesome. So those of you who are watching tonight are going to get a little extra surprise coming at you here pretty soon. Ray, where are you? I don't even see you.
Well, I'm still here, man.
There
Let me ask you the basic question I ask everybody. How long you been paranormal investigating?
5 years?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're closing in on 5 years. So, I mean, when we first got together, it had nothing to do with paranormal.
Yeah.
We got together to fucking talk about sports.
Not just sports. We get together to talk about the fucking Lions. Okay? This guy and Brandon dragged me into a studio every week to watch these losers play.
It's not so bad now.
And we quit right before they started winning.
That's how it goes.
Yep. No, I mean, realistically, if we're going from the podcast thing to the paranormal investigation, I mean, we're probably pretty close. I would say 4 years. 4 years solid that we've really been going at it.
4 years. That sounds about right.
Wait a minute. Now, so you've been together for 4 years, but when did you start, like, each of you investigating paranormal activity?
4 years ago.
No shit. Really?
Right. Yeah. So
wait a minute. Now, I've investigated with Barry before.
Mm-hmm.
There is no way that I would have thought that you've only been doing it. What? That was a year ago?
Yeah.
A little over a year ago? Yeah. There is no way I would have thought you've only been doing this for 3 years. No way.
Well, that's the thing. Like, we're the one thing about both of us is that we're students. Like, so meeting and collaborating with people, like, we pick up different tactics and things and kind of try to implement them in our own way into the things that we do. So by doing that and kind of working with the seasoned people and getting a look at that, you know, we really tried to incorporate the best we could those things. And I think that's kind of what pushed us along a lot quicker and made us look like we've been doing it a lot longer.
Right. Well, I know I haven't had the opportunity to investigate with Kyle as of yet, but Barry, when you were there, there's a few things that I picked up that I talked about later on. And I said, you know, he's very patient. And he doesn't make shit up. He doesn't, you know, call stuff out. If he does it, he'll say, okay, well, if he notices that it's not paranormal, he will say that, you know, and, you know, that goes a long way with me as far as investigators go. You don't see that very often. So I appreciate you doing that. I had a great time when we were there. We had some great stuff happen. That door opening up blew my mind. But yeah, we had a good time. So you guys, I'm glad to see you're doing that. I'm glad to see that we got some real investigators doing some real stuff. And with your surprise coming, I'm super excited for you. I think that's great. I can't wait to tell the audience. I'm kind of like gnawing at the bit to talk about this. But, you know, and again, we know that not everything is out. This is the first time, right, that you're going to talk about this?
The reveal is happening here.
Yeah.
Right here on Paranormal WatchTower.
This is it.
And awesome.
We shouted it out during our live last Saturday so that we told everyone to make sure they were in this premiere if they wanted to see it.
Nice. Here we go. So, Ray, when do you want to just go right to the clip, or you want to keep going with the basics?
No, I got some questions.
You got some questions. All right.
Now, you guys started out as a sports podcast, the three of you, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So if I remember the story right, and you might have to correct me, you went on like to a haunted place as like just a challenge or something? Like
No, so what we did was Barry got bored with the sports because he was basically just the guy that was putting the questions out, and it was just me and Brandon fighting.
I was the referee, but I was the referee that it didn't matter. I was the referee.
Yeah.
I just sat there, and then I had to edit that, and I'm like, this sucks.
So he was like, let's do something fun. We'll just pick topics, and we'll drink while we do this podcast and call it beers and bullshit.
Yeah, because I needed alcohol to be around them.
It was pretty bad. Well, beers got pretty bad too a few times because of the drinking. Bad. But so our very first episode, they wanted to talk about ghosts and folklore. And towards the end of the episode, as we got inebriated, Barry comes up and was like, well, since we're talking about it, we might as well go do it once. I had never even watched a paranormal TV show. I hadn't even thought about doing this ever or knew that people went out and did it. And Brandon's like, oh, yeah, I've always wanted to, because like, he's watched all the Ghost Adventures and this and that. So he's telling me. I go home that night and watch all of Destination Fear first season. just so like I got to know what I'm getting into, and we decided to go to Eloise Insane Asylum just on a whim to see what it's all about.
Time out. Time
It's
out.
called
Your
Hold
first
on.
experience with paranormal was did you say Destination Fear
Yeah.
with the kids running around? Okay. I mean that
Like this
that was your first experience. But everybody getting scared over stuff. That's crazy. That's crazy. So that must have put a little bit of fear into you to not even to want to do it, really, I suppose, huh?
No, I am still that idiot that was like, I'll go to the top floor by myself. I don't care. This stuff isn't real. So I went as a skeptic,
Oh,
technically.
I see.
Barry, actually, you had experiences as a kid that you talked about in that
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah. Yeah, because I had wild things happen. Like, I go out and move out for, the first time as a young kid, and I ended up in like this duplex that was like an old farmhouse that they converted. And I had come home from working second shift. I go to take a shower, and the girl I'm dating at the time is upstairs sleeping. And I hear footsteps coming up to that door, and it was one of them hook latch locks. I was that old. You like hook the latch around the little loop. So I did that, and I said, "Hey, I'll be out in a minute." And the footsteps walked away. So I'm getting dressed. I hear them coming back up, and I watch the door handle turn from side to side. And I go, "Okay, I'm done." Flipped the lock, opened it up, and there was nobody standing there. So
Hmm.
I went tearing ass upstairs. Like I leapt on top of the bed and I'm shaking her awake, going, "Were you fucking downstairs? Tell me you were downstairs." And she's like, "I've been sleeping."
You like
So
Wow.
yeah.
So, so it was, you must have been pretty scared about it after that, huh?
I was more intrigued because I'm like,
Okay.
yeah, like, like this is wild. So I've always been into it, but I
Mhm.
never knew how to go about it. I never
Oh,
knew like until I didn't realize that you could pay to go to these places. And when we decided we were going to do it, I called and managed to get to the owner of Eloise. And by the time I was off the phone with him, like he's thinking we're filming for Amazon Prime. There's some new show that's coming in there because I'm like, I think we have to bullshit them to get in there. So I'm selling it.
yeah.
And when we show up, we're all like, we got $30 night vision cameras and a K2 meter. Like
We borrowed the K2
yeah,
meter
we did.
from
We
them.
borrowed it. Yeah, we're like, hey, we're here to investigate.
that's amazing.
So they were like, what the hell?
That very first investigation will always stay in our minds as our favorite because that's what started it all. We had everything you can possibly think of and no equipment, no training, experience. And it was wild.
Yeah.
And it just like it went into, okay, we're not doing the podcast anymore. Then we went into filming.
Yeah.
So after that, we had what, the next 3 or 4 places, nothing happened. We thought we sucked at this.
Yep.
And we're like, we can't even make an episode out of it because how are you going to make an episode of paranormal if nothing happens?
Can't make them sing and dance. I get it.
Honestly, I mean, it was to the point where, I mean, there wasn't anything we could even, a 10-second clip. There was nothing. So we had gotten to the point where him and I talked and we're like, all right, like we have 3 more left that we have booked. Like if we can't do anything with this, we're just going to go back to the podcast.
For whatever,
Right.
I can't remember why Brandon bailed, but it was just us for those 3.
Whispers. Yeah. Whispers,
Or, yeah.
Octagon Hall. Yeah. But those last 3 went nuts. Like, oh, was something out there saying, "No, you guys aren't done. Like, this is it. This is what you guys should be doing."
And then it took going to Post Town meeting POV for them to get us on TikTok.
Yeah, we didn't know shit about this either, about TikTok.
Right.
That's awesome. All right, well,
Yeah, we had a very weird journey to where we're at now.
So weird.
very weird. I'd like to catch some of the old sports podcasts from you guys. I bet that was fun.
They're pretty good. There's one where Kyle has to apologize, man, and I knew he was coming over and had to do it. I had music ready. The second he walked in, I flipped the mic to him and I hit record and the music, and he went into it and freestyled that apology, and that is the funniest damn thing I've ever heard in my life.
What kind of music was it?
Oh, it was like the somber music, you
Somber
know.
piano.
Yeah,
I was saying the sports podcast was really fun.
that was a
Like,
good time.
we did have a good time with it, but it just got. I think we pulled out too early because we were just frustrated and nobody was listening to it. So we gave up on it and moved on to the next thing, like ADHD chickens.
Yeah.
I've been trying to
Yeah.
get Brandon to do a sports podcast, but he doesn't watch sports.
You can't do. You might as well have me do rocket science podcast.
Right.
I don't know anything about sports at all. I was a Packer fan years ago, and that fell off the bandwagon when it all went political, and now I don't watch football at all.
I don't blame you because I feel that every season I can pick something else I don't like about what's going on in the NFL.
Yeah.
I would say I'm glad we're in the realm we are now and just switch those gears because I feel for Barry and I, it plays more into our ambitions and our interests. And like, we just have these curious minds of what we're dealing with and we'll push it to the extreme no matter what.
So
I mean,
when you mentioned that you're live on TikTok when you do investigations, I've seen the lives. Do you? I'd like to tell people or have you tell everybody where they can find you on TikTok in case there's people in here who don't follow you. So what? I'm just unfortunate travels. I know that is one account.
Yep. So Unfortunate Travels is the main account. Kyle's got the Unbound Destination. So at Unbound Destination. We got the Unfortunate Travels 2.0, just a backup account, but the main account being Unfortunate Travels.
Same thing on YouTube.
So now everybody watching knows where to find you on TikTok. Do you guys have any other channels currently that you're running on? Do you have a YouTube channel or anything?
Yep. So we're on YouTube. We do have past episodes up on YouTube. That's also, if you're searching Unfortunate Travels, we should pop up. We're on Instagram. We're posting mostly just shots of the locations and stuff. That's kind of like our little photo dump that we create, you know. The Facebook Unfortunate Travels is really just we're doing updates on Facebook with anything, or we might post and kind of get conversations started on there.
Okay.
yeah, like you can catch the Eloise when we first went in, our very first experience ever on our YouTube channel.
Yep.
There's 2 episodes. One was like a podcast style because why did you have to do it that way? Like we watched it back.
Yeah. So, well, because originally the whole plan for Unfortunate Travels was to continue the podcast, but because we came up with just crazy crap and we wanted it to be a separate thing to where we take what we talked about and we go and do it and film it. So it could have been anything from, you know, like we talked about the whole deep sea fishing and like all that different things. So we wanted to do like the playback where after it's edited and put together, we do it a podcast style where we're watching it live and talking about it as it went through. So that's why we originally filmed it that way.
And then there's the other one that's more of like just the live action.
That was the Facebook Live where
Okay.
we did like the split screen where you went upstairs and I went
Yeah.
to the basement. Yeah.
Yeah, because Tim and I both kept our word and went somewhere by ourselves that night. So I went all the way up to the 5th and he went to the basement. And at one point, Barry's already in the basement and I might be on the 1st floor. And he's like, I'm already down here. He's still got like 4 floors to go. That place is huge,
It's
man.
massive.
That's awesome. Do you guys want to go through a clip real quick?
Sure.
Yeah.
This was actually supposed to be part of our very first episode for what we're going to reveal to everybody. We had massive microphone issues. Like there's a squeal constantly that we had to scrap everything. We couldn't even use it. So the clip that's going to play is like this big moment that happened that to me it was amazing.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
nobody's seen it yet either because we haven't posted it to anything. So
Yeah.
you guys get to be the first on this one as well.
yep.
All right, you ready?
Let's see it.
Fuck, dude. I swear to God, there's something that keeps moving down at the end of the hallway in that other corner.
Oh my God, it's fucking closing.
I'm just bouncing room to room. I'm seeing people walk.
He doesn't even know. He has no fucking clue right now.
That was pretty crazy.
Yeah, we're super bummed, man.
Yeah, that was we
It's always
that moment. Damn it.
I heard what sounded like a music box or something going. Was
Well,
that?
So that was part of the editing. I was editing everything together. I was trying to salvage it. So that was part
Yeah.
of like the music that was going to be part of the episode.
Oh,
And that part also, we weren't using the audio that got screwed up. We were actually using the audio from the actual
Night vision.
night vision camera.
Yeah.
So that's why we were able to keep that.
and again, I know I said it before we started recording, but I don't know what's with Barry, but doors opening around him are like it happened when I was there. It's happening on that clip. It's happened other places. Apparently, they like opening doors for you.
Well, so in Eloise on the 5th floor, I ran down and got Barry because so there in the short hall behind this door that does not open, I just heard this bang, 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 like something was trying to come through it at me. I stopped for a second. I looked at Jared and I was like, "You hear that?" He's like, "Yeah." And then all of a sudden it goes bang, bang, bang. We're like, "We got to go get Barry." So we got out of here and I went, brought him back up. And I'm showing him this door. I'm like, "This is the one that was banging." And as he's in front of me, he passes the door frame. And as I'm in the center of that door frame to our left, that closes. So we had the audible noise that I experienced. I was showing him where it was, and then a door closed when all of us were back up there.
Yep.
And that was the first location and experience we ever had.
That's crazy.
I like shutting doors, man. I don't know.
Trying to debunk that door. It was like a, what, 75 to 100-pound door?
Yeah,
at
we
least.
spent a lot of time on that door.
That door was so heavy. There was no breeze like that would have, and we were just trying to figure out like how did that shut the way that it did. And like it was just like it caught it in the side of my eye. That's how we knew. And he turns with the camera, so you just catch the end of it.
Very end of it, yeah.
It was really cool for like 3 unexperienced guys.
Maybe we should show that clip again.
Oh, I definitely want to see it again.
Fuck, dude. I swear to God, there's something that keeps moving down at the end of the hallway in that other corner.
Oh my God, it's fucking closing.
I'm just bouncing room to room. I'm seeing people walk.
He doesn't even know. He has no fucking clue right now. I get bummed every freaking time I watch that.
Now you say that it's closing, but to me it looks like it's opening inward. Is that just an optical illusion, or?
Well, so like we zoomed in on it, and from where it was started, when we first put him up there, because he's the one, he had to go through something, and that's Justin, our camera guy. So we put him up there, and we were setting up cameras. And Kyle and I talked a lot about it. We both remember that door was open. That was completely against the wall, open, because we were figuring out where to stage the cameras. And when we were watching it back at the monitor, because we're monitoring him, I started seeing like it looked like kind of a glimmer, and I'm like, what the hell is that? And then it hit me. I go, holy shit, that thing's shutting right now.
Okay. So it must be because of the shadows, and I'm looking on a little tiny screen right now too. So So it plays with your,
I love the way you guys are pointing.
depth perception a little bit.
You both are.
Yeah, so that's actually. Have you ever been to Field County Infirmary?
No.
All right, so that's the jail door he used to lock them in. So that was all the way open to like it was almost touching the wall
Right.
when we got Justin up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. So it was closing. When
Yeah.
you're talking. Okay. Yeah, it's just like I said, because of the shadows and stuff, and on my little screen, it looked like it was actually opening towards him. But
And that your night vision too, that kind of throws off something.
It's possible. I mean, if we theoretically think about it, that the guy who used to lock people in there, Justin was close enough to that room that maybe he thought he could try to shut him in.
Yeah.
oh.
Very.
So where is Brandon tonight? Is he still part of your group or?
So he took a step back. We were in discussions with him of trying to get him back for everything, but he's just got too much going on with his kids and all that. And the more we talked about it with what we're revealing with you guys, Cal and I had really deep discussions about it that, we think that it could be really good with just us too.
Okay. Yeah.
We reworked a lot of things and we went in that direction, and it's working really well.
Nice.
Excellent.
We
Awesome.
really needed the commitment. And that was one thing that we just couldn't get from a third person. Like even the camera guys, sometimes we're constantly brainstorming about what we can do and how we can film it just in case it is just Barry and I that can go.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I get that. Even when you have big groups, like I was one time in a group of 24, we had 24 of us, and there was 24 of us, but there were 4 of us, if that makes any sense. 4 of us that would go and do everything, and then stragglers would come and go,
Yeah.
But so I get it. I totally get it.
I guess in that sense, that kind of works out with a group of 24, where it's kind of come and go, because 24 would be a lot in one place, and I would think at one time.
It is a lot, but in my defense, at the time I was with them, we were investigating very large places.
Okay.
A lot of open areas like Summerwind Mansion and stuff up in northern Wisconsin, where it was all open and had different areas that you could go to, down by the lake, up by the basement, by the burial ground. There was, we could split it up. We had events out there too, which was pretty fun. We had a couple hundred people show up for that. So
Brandon's still a part of the group. He will be with us here and there, like when he can. It's just not be in the major filming aspect that we're doing.
Well, it was hard to notice that he's not here tonight. That's why I asked.
Yeah,
for sure.
And especially in the fall, his kids are in football. So like that's spooky season. That's when we should be out and pushing ourselves, and like just getting the 3 of us together is tough during that time.
Yeah.
So. We did script a TikTok trying to put it to bed.
We did. Like we legit put him in a coffin. So
I just watched it right before the podcast. That was pretty funny, actually.
That was one of our better ideas.
That was pretty good.
For like a promo video. But we didn't want to constantly have the questions coming. So like, what's the best way to do this? Let's pull a photo up on them on one of our phones. We'll put it in the casket.
Have a little mini funeral
for him.
Yep. Brandon is gone. And no, for those of you who know nothing about any of us here tonight, we are not talking. I'm not the Brandon we're talking about. That's another guy that was part of their team. If you haven't caught on to that,
he's also not dead.
That's a good point to bring up as well.
All right. So this next clip I got from you says Fairfield Scream.
Yeah, up in the attic.
It's Brandon.
Yep. This is the Brandon we're talking about.
Yep.
Yeah.
It happens really fast. It's
Yeah.
like right before you see that flashlight of me and Barry coming up, turn on, that you hear it.
Yeah. So I clipped down the original clip quite a bit just to get to that part of it.
All right,
Well, let's watch it a couple more times so we can know what we're talking about.
It's right there.
That was a scream. A really high pitch.
yeah, it was. That was really high pitched. We'll try it again.
That was a scream.
I have no idea what that would be. That's
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think what it would be other than a scream. Like it would have to be.
So
Think what could come close to making that sound. Like maybe a pipe hitting the floor in the distance, and ringing from the sound. But other than that, I mean, it sounds like a scream to me right off the bat.
And so you got to think that attic is pretty empty up there. And one of the things that happened in that attic was a woman was burned alive. So we immediately thought, like, Barry and I heard that in real time out loud, not just on the recording. And we were like, good thing Brandon had noise canceling headphones on, or we were going to lose him for the night.
He would have been gone.
Right. Yeah, so it was a disembodied voice.
That's what we feel it was.
Could you tell where it was coming from?
No, and that's the thing is that to me, I couldn't tell whether it was in the room next to me or 2 floors down. Like the way that it sounded had me completely confused as to where the hell it even came from.
But do you think it's possible that she was maybe putting it out there for all of you to hear, so that it would almost like it wasn't from one particular direction, like it was meant for all of you to hear?
It could have been very well, yeah.
I feel like she meant for us to hear it because it happened right as we stepped on the floor.
And it was in the room right next to where we were standing, is where it happened to her.
Oh.
I kind of want to do it again real quick.
Yeah. Well, okay.
It's a hard sound to try to figure out what that is. I have no idea. Let me do it one more time. That's just a scream.
And you see, the other thing is that's too long to be like, let's say that a fire detector was making a beep or something at that time. It's too drawn out for it to be that.
Yeah, I know what that would be.
Yeah.
Like,
Wow.
I can't say I've ever heard that noise before.
I've never heard an animal make that sound.
Which, I mean, we didn't see anything in there. Like, I don't even know where it would have came from unless it was outside.
Yeah.
But even then, I mean, we were way up top. I can't imagine it sounding the way that we heard it.
I mean, Barry immediately stopped, looked at me and said, I heard a scream.
That was
like,
a scream.
I did too.
Yeah.
That's cool. Like, that's awesome when you're on an investigation and you get something like that.
Well, one of the other clips that we sent you was probably our best, where it was like all three in unison.
Yeah, that was my favorite. Well, I can't say that was my favorite moment, unless are we talking about Madison?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
that was my favorite moment.
Both clips, yes. My favorite was Randolph. That was my favorite moment.
Well, yeah, you were like a kid in a candy store.
Hell yeah, I was, man.
Well, whatever you got, throw it up. Let's see it.
I think the next one said Madison on it.
Yeah.
This is my favorite moment from the three of us all together because it was just so unscripted, uncut. It was on the digital recorder and we all heard it in real time and we just lost our minds. And crazily enough, we all were quiet and not speaking while this happened.
That's the amazing part. That does not happen.
Yeah.
Are you ready to check it out?
Is it Elizabeth that we're talking to?
Oh my
Is it Elizabeth that we're talking to?
Oh my fucking god! Fuck, let's go!
That reaction was great.
The recording doesn't do it justice to what we felt and heard in real time. And the craziest part about this was the dispatch person on watch was in our live at the local PD, verified no sirens or anything was going on at that moment in time when it happened, because she would have known or tripped it off or whatever. And it just validated like everything that we were all experiencing and feeling at that moment.
Yeah. It was such a long, drawn out scream. And as we're doing the EVP session, when we're all hearing it, we're all staring at each other. And I'm sitting on the ground and I felt like I started levitating because I wanted to just explode. And it was the second it was done, we're all going, holy shit. You know, that's when we started reacting. And we went running down the hall to figure out where the hell it came from. And it clicked with me. I go, oh shit, we're recording. The recorder's still going. Let's go back and play it back. And realizing that we caught that on the recorder too. Like, I mean, that was gold for
It
us.
didn't sound like it was
Awesome.
coming from outside the house.
It sounds like it was coming from the attic, and there they were doing like really nasty things, like unwanted abortions and very painful things were happening to women at that place.
Yikes.
It sounded like a painful scream.
Let's try it.
Almost like one was happening in real time
Yeah.
or the residual of it.
I mean, that was pretty loud. We'll check it out again.
Is it Elizabeth that we're talking to?
Oh my fucking god!
Is it Elizabeth that we're talking to?
Oh my fucking god! Fuck, let's go!
And that is that a long scream, or because I've tried to listen to it and tried to hear something else, and it almost sounded like a whistle kind of. But
When we were there, it was a clear scream.
was it okay?
Like it was just a woman screaming.
Yeah, and it was so loud, Brandon. I'm talking like what we heard to what that recording is.
Yeah.
Recording's like minus 50
Yeah.
of the loudness that we had in the room in real time, and we didn't even know we caught it on the digital recorder at the moment.
So is this the same location where the fire was?
No, this is so the fire one happened at the Fairfield County Infirmary, and this was the Madison Seminary.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh.
And that's where so the doctors would do unwanted things to the women, and if the women ended up getting pregnant, they would take care of it.
It would be
Right.
In that attic.
Forced abortions.
And there's still a doctor's chair and all the tools
The
in that room.
stirrups, the whole deal is still sitting up there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ah.
That's crazy.
If you add it all up,
Like,
I don't know what else you can really
yeah.
dial it down to. And the only other thing it could have been, like some people said, it was a siren or this or that. And like, sure, maybe that's possible. But if the dispatch chick was in our live at the same time it happened and said there was nothing in the county or around that building because it was literally a block away where she was at,
Right.
at that moment, like I think that's validation enough.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
And we went and met her afterwards and she wanted a picture with us. So after we were done, we went and met her at the PD.
Nice.
But it was just cool that she was in there and like we could verify,
Yeah.
she does work there. Like she was on the job when we went to go see her.
Well, that was instantly people like in the live going, it had to have been a cop car. It was a siren. It was this. And she piped right up. And she's like, I'm here at the dispatch office. There's nothing.
Wow.
That's pretty badass. Let's see, the next one we got from you says Brushy Mountain.
Oh, this is my personal one.
Yeah, it is.
Are you guys ready for this?
Yes, sir. What? Did you say what? Oh my God, bro.
What is it?
Slowly attack Barry.
Get out of here.
Bro, look it. That thing has said my name more times. It happened again this last weekend.
Do you want to explain to some people that might not know what that device is?
Yeah, that's the Ovilus. So it's and it if you use it, it should always be stationary, like it is in that photo. You can't walk around with it because the atmospheric stuff will pop random words out. But it said the spirits can go into a 9,000 word bank and pick out different words to communicate back with you through that device.
Like, it's probably one of the more sought after devices, I'd say, in the paranormal field.
Which Ovilus is it?
It's the 5.
5. Okay.
I bought that. I bought all that equipment like all at one time.
It was like 2.5, 3 years ago.
Yeah, it was a couple years ago, and it took forever to get here because I think I had to order it from Australia. It came from Digital Dowsing.
And where's Brushy Mountain? What is that?
That's
It's a prison in Tennessee. Like that thing is like in the mountains. If you try to escape, you're probably going to die out there.
Damn.
I think we would both agree that was the creepiest place we've ever stood outside of.
It was amazing. Like it's huge. It is huge.
And you are stuck there. It just pops out of the mountains and you're there on the top. And where that happened to Barry was actually in the prison solitary.
Solitary confinement, yeah.
Have you ever had your name come up before, Barry?
A ton of times, man. Like it happens a lot with that device. I think the first time I ever heard it, I was up in the attic of Randolph with it, and I heard my name come over. I pull it up. I look like, holy shit. And we had one time where Kyle was with Zach down in Tennessee. I went to a place in Indiana.
Yep.
And he calls me because he's like, your name just came over the obelisk again.
In the room where a guy attacks men because he hates men.
Yeah.
Have you ever had your name come up, Kyle?
I have not. Not on the obelisk, at least.
Which I find to me, it's so odd because, like, I don't feel like my name is common. Like, common enough to pop up on something like that,
But don't.
Well, and that actually adds validation to it because both when you guys are together, both of your names are said out loud.
Yeah.
So have it only coming up as Barry. If it came up, if both your names would come up several times throughout the night, then I would say, well, it's listening to you and it's pulling it out of the atmosphere.
Yeah.
But because it's only Barry, that to me that adds something to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Brandon's never come up on it.
No.
That I can remember. There's a lot of female names that were pretty consistent.
James is constant.
Gosh, what else? Mine and Brandon's name has come through radio frequencies over walkie-talkies before.
That was a cool experience.
And that was at Eloise.
And it's on the episode on Eloise too.
Yep. We should have clipped that.
We should have clipped that one.
So while our names came through the walkie, he was getting scratched in a different hallway at the same time. So it was like a simultaneous ordeal in 2 different hallways of the asylum.
Yeah. And they were hearing their names on their end. I didn't hear anything through my walkie. So I'm reacting because I'm starting to feel burning down my side and I'm going, what the hell? And I'm in a stairwell. So I'm trying to radio them and they're not hearing me. And all of a sudden on their end, there's a woman that just goes, Brandon, Kyle, clear as day, the random woman. And
Wow.
they're reacting to him and go like, I just said our names, And finally I get through and Brandon's like, what's going on? I'm like, I think I'm getting scratched right now. And they finally got down to me and I had just massive red marks across my side.
It's almost like whoever that female was trying to call us to come help Barry because he was in trouble.
How many scratches did you have?
What was it? 2 or 3?
It was 3.
Yeah, it was like right across, right down my
And
head.
not only was it 3, he has a tattoo of the praying hands
Praying hands with the rosary.
on that side, and it was through the praying hands and the rosary.
Well, that's interesting. I want to watch this one more time real quick.
What? Did you say what? Oh my God, bro.
What is that?
Slowly attack Barry.
Get out of here.
Bro, look it.
I just want to add, like, for those 3 words to come in that sequence, that also does not happen very often on the obelisk.
They're usually random. They're random, like completely don't go together. Usually,
Yeah, molecules. That comes a
Molecules.
lot.
It's pretty good.
right? Random. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. It is cool in a different way than the disembodied voices.
Yeah.
You know, to me, disembodied voices are my thing. Those are like my favorite. I love them.
Oh yeah.
Love them.
Well, so Brandon, you'll probably agree then. We've considered that the top like 3% of paranormal evidence you can get.
Oh yeah.
Things moving that you can't explain or debunk. Disembodied voices at the top of the list, and then you have the EVPs that are clear.
Right. And, you got that when everybody wants the full bodied apparition to be on a video. Like I've been doing this almost 20 years, and I have never gotten a full body apparition on video. Never. And every time I've seen them, but it's always off screen, or it's always, right after we shut her down and we're gathering all our shit up and getting ready to pack up, or, it's just never has worked out for me as of yet. So, but that would be probably number one. If it had sound with it, that would be the best. Full bodied apparition with sound, with it talking to you.
I know, I was going to say that.
So we had a stationary camera. I'm telling you, you need to go watch this episode after this. And I didn't catch it editing. I caught it as we're recording our podcast episode for it. And there's this black shadow or apparition like figure in this doorway that all of a sudden just disappears. And I go, holy shit, what was that? And I'm pointing it out, Kyle's seeing it, and we're kind of watching it. And all of a sudden it reappears. It pops right back up. We're going, oh shit, it's back. And then I realized after I release this episode, I'm watching it. Right before it reappears, you hear a voice go, surprise, boom.
Way.
Yeah.
And
Brandon, that's awesome.
This happened just before I heard the noises banging, trying to come through that door in the short hall, like she was watching me as that was happening.
Nope.
Really? So how long ago did this happen?
That was the very first place we ever went to. Like it was, so we're talking 4 years ago.
Unbelievable. Beginner's luck. Holy shit.
Well, honestly, dude, and it should be in the Elvis episode too. Remember you took that photo of the girl apparition too on a different hallway?
When we were walking through.
Yeah, you caught it, jotted a glint to your eye, and then you took photos. And
little girl standing in the middle of the hall.
Wow.
So we had no experience, did not know, had no equipment, didn't know what we were doing, and we had all these things we just kept checking off in the same night within 6 hours.
Yeah.
And and to anybody that's watching, don't expect that to happen to you. That just doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen.
That place ruined us for a long time.
Yeah.
Because being unexperienced, we went into it going, this is what we're doing now, and nothing happened for the longest time, to the point where we're just going one and done. Okay, let's move on.
But in a way, I feel, and this is the way I think, is like, it knew it needed to slow us down and train us. Like, that's not what this is. And you guys really need to search and work hard if you want to continually get these things. So, like, it just taught us patience. And, like, eventually when we were about to give up, it was like, nope, we're still here. It was little things. It wasn't like all of that at one time again. But it was enough for us to be like, okay, we're on the right track. We need to keep going.
And it's really cool that you recognize that, you know what I mean, at that time, that you had enough brains to figure out, okay, well, this obviously we're gonna have to put some effort into it. It's not just gonna fall in our lap. So that's awesome. That's more than I can say for some people that I see out there right now. You know what I mean?
I think we're more frustrated because of how much happened that first time and we didn't have anything. So like our brains were just like switched, like, what's wrong? Like, why isn't this happening now? Did we lose it? Or like we thought there was some sort of magic to it at a certain point. And in reality, it's just pounding the pavement, asking the questions and staying consistent and not lying about what's going on.
Yeah.
Eventually it will come full circle and you will get those moments, but they are few and far between.
Very much so.
And sometimes you don't get anything.
We've been in a lot of places where we just sat there.
Yep.
You know,
And big ones too.
Yeah. There have been countless places that I've gone to that are like that. Just nothing would happen, and then all of a sudden, you know, you have to listen to 14 hours of recording to get that 5-second golden ticket, you know. But when you do, whoo-wee, you know.
Your investigation doesn't stop when you leave the building. It's just starting because then you got to review it all.
Yep.
Right.
I think some people miss that part too.
Well, those of us who do review it, you know, some people just go on TikTok live and they're done. They shut it off and that's it. And they count their gifts and move on, you know.
You know, and that's one thing that frustrates Barry and I a lot is like we don't sit there and talk to dolls in our house and just go live and this gifting thing and over and over and over. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with doing that. I know,
Cut him deep.
but like,
Oh, that would hurt a little bit, Kyle. It hurt just a little bit.
you go out and do other things though. You don't, that's not all you do, and you're not doing it just for people to throw gifts at you left and right. And if they don't, complain and bitch about it.
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
Oh, he's been on this thing lately. Apparently, there's people on TikTok that are doing this thing when they investigate where they're like, if you give me 30 whatever gifts, then we'll go to the basement. If not, I'll just stay here. Like, he's been going off for a couple weeks about this. I haven't seen him yet. I haven't seen it.
Honestly, and I'm not gonna lie, we did that last Saturday. Not to that extent, but we did set gift goals. We gave what those gift goals would be, but we investigated and continued to do our thing up until they got hit. And then we
different than that.
That's completely different than what I'm saying. I'm saying like there's guys on there that are walking into a place and they're like, well, if I don't hit this goal, when I hit this goal, then I'll turn the lights off.
Yeah.
Or I'll go down to the basement.
Oh.
You know, they do basically nothing until their goal is hit to do this, and then they'll do one thing and they expect another goal to get hit for them to do something else. Yeah. To me, that just seems like it seems like a slap in the face to those of us who actually make a difference in the paranormal field.
Like we were investigating the whole time. We'd set the gift goal, and the result of the gift goal getting hit was we will stop what we're doing and we'll throw a poll up and you pick either me or Kyle, whoever's got to go into a challenge right there on the spot.
And they get to run it. So they get to call what happens too. So that, like, we wanted to get them involved for what they just put their gifts towards.
Yep.
That's pretty cool. At least so they're getting something back.
Oh yeah, you know, and then after that we roll right back into investigating and continue on. You know, we're never going to pay for a place just to sit there. No.
Right.
You know, like that's ridiculous to me. And I know exactly the people you're talking about.
Yeah.
I can confidently say that they're fucking idiots.
Oh. I wanted to say that. I did. So I'm right there with you. But you know, you got to be PC or otherwise, the naughty finger shake at you. So, do you have any more clips to show us tonight, or are we going to finally let people in on the big secret?
No.
There's one more clip.
Excited about just from the title. It is called Fairfield Mouse.
Oh, there's two more. There's two more.
Oh, this is going to be a long podcast, I think.
Here we go.
This table is not very sturdy. Ah! Fuck! Son of a bitch! There's a fucking mouse that's ran in here at me, bro.
That is
Dude, it was so dark. That mouse was so black, and it just shot into my light out of nowhere and scared the bejesus out of me.
That's awesome. I love
yeah.
it. I know you're probably embarrassed, but who cares? That's awesome.
This table is not very sturdy. Ah! Fuck!
Right at the door frame.
You can see.
It
The
doesn't
fucking
embarrass.
mouse that's ran in here at me, bro.
Like,
Hilarious.
I was sitting on a table they used to take organs out of bodies on when this happened, in the dark, in a morgue, in a basement, and like we look for shadow figures. So my brain instantly, when I see dark black in the black, I thought something was coming and running right through my soul.
Running straight at you.
That's awesome.
Barry knows how shook I was, dude. I was shaking for a good 30 minutes when I went back, but it was also very cold, so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're gonna have that. You investigate long enough, it's gonna happen. You know, I put up a light on a shower curtain rod in a bathroom at a haunted hotel, and I laid in the tub to talk to the live, and the light that I put up there fell down and scared the ever living shit out of me, and I screamed like a little girl, and everybody saw it. And so, I mean, I know it happens to all of us, you know. So, oh yeah, I get it, but
Always seem.
I really wish we could replay that with Barry in my position and see what he would have sounded like.
Well, you remember what I sounded like at ISS.
so you were at Indiana, right?
Yeah, well, that one was Fairfield. That was when we were at Fairfield. That happened to Kyle, but when we were at Indiana State, we were in a room. I'm sitting on this table that's right against the wall, and I had the camera. Were we live? I don't think so.
For which one?
Indiana State. Well, I had the camera, and I was pointing it at Kyle, and I happened to look down, and I saw this little bastard poke its head out and like shoot back in, and I got up, I handed it to Kyle. I said, I'm fucking done. I walked out of the room.
I'm like, me and Barry are looking confused. We're like, he never does that. What the hell is going on?
No, I don't want nothing to do with that room anymore.
Huh?
Was
it a rat or was it something else?
It might as well have been the devil himself. I don't fucking like it. Nothing to do with them.
So you liked Indiana State. I investigated there just one night, and I didn't really get a whole lot when I was there.
We've been there 2 or 3 times, and we've had wild shit every single time.
Really?
Yeah.
dude, one of the times we were in tornado warnings and sirens.
Yeah, that was crazy.
What building there is your favorite? I know there's like 6 of them.
Yeah, I mean, I think him and I will probably agree that it's going to be, was it where the nurses station is? Like that area, we've had tons of shit happen, like direct communication with Rose.
Yeah.
Rose.
I think that's the same building where I found the bat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there was a bat, hanging there by the bed, and I moved the curtain and he fell on the floor, and I'm sitting there playing with the damn bat, not knowing nothing about it. And I'm playing with his wings, and he's hissing at me. This is all on video. I got this on TikTok too, but yeah. So I know the area you're talking about. Well, I might have to. Maybe I should go back and give that place another shot.
You should, man. I mean, we're going again in September.
Yeah, go with these guys sometime.
We also both.
I stay up too damn late though. Yeah, I remember last time I was with Barry. He was up, kept me up till 5:30, 5:45 in the morning, and he was still going. I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna go sleep in the car. I'm exhausted.
I will tell you, we've dialed it back. We're done about 2 or 3 now.
Are ya?
Yeah.
Are ya?
It was something that just changed or something, man. But we hit about that 2 o'clock mark, and we're both going like, I'm ready for bed, man.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm glad to hear it. I'm me for one. I'm glad to hear it. So, but yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure I might invite myself along in September if you guys want.
Yeah, I mean, POV's going, Paranormal Trio's going. I mean, the place is huge, man.
Yeah.
It is gigantic. You could have an army of people there and be fine. I wonder if they ever swept that place up yet. I know that it had just crap all over the floor everywhere.
Waiting for it to fall through.
Yeah.
Quite honestly.
It's one of those places where they are just getting as much money as they can until they can no longer let people in it.
Yep.
Yeah. That's a shame.
Yeah, it is.
But that was also, so Barry and I we did our challenges on that nurses station, and we both where it sounded like there was a gurney being pushed behind us.
Yeah, like the
Rolling down the
squeaky
hall.
wheel.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Wow.
That would kind of creep me out, I think.
Yeah.
It does in the moment, that's for
Yeah,
sure.
it does. Perfection.
This is probably the best EVP, in our opinion, you'll ever hear.
In the world.
So Class A for sure.
Class A, I'm telling you, I would love to hear something that even compares to it.
All right.
You heard
I'm excited. I want to hear it.
the best EVP in the world. Here we go.
Yeah, let's do a playback quick. What was that?
I don't like you here anymore? Play that.
Play that back.
That. Are you kidding me?
Dude, that was
I
a
don't
full
like you here
sentence.
anymore?
That was a full sentence. Holy shit!
God, dude, yes! Yes! That was not any of you.
No.
I don't like you here anymore. Play it again.
Dude, I'm frozen.
Well, that was it.
Yeah,
That
I don't really like you here, okay?
That was the voice.
Yeah. That's what, so I amplified it, but that's what we were hearing coming through the way.
The whole time I'm like in my head screaming like, go closer to the thing so we can hear it.
Yep.
Oh man, what is that? Like something like 8 syllables or something? You never get that.
That was a thing that we were talking about. Like, that's a full, audible, complete sentence. Like, how is that fucking possible?
And it was a statement. He ended it with like, comma, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right after what Brandon's like, is there anything you want to tell us?
Yeah.
I don't really like you here, okay?
Yeah, do it again.
Yeah, let's do a playback quick.
Are you kidding me?
Dude, that was
I
a
don't
full
like you here
sentence.
anymore?
That was a full sentence.
Getting the candy shot, man.
Holy shit!
God, dude, yes! Yes! That was not any of you.
No.
I don't like you here anymore. Play it again.
Dude, I'm frozen.
Okay, that's pretty damn good.
Yeah, that's definitely Class A for sure. That is, and it's long. Damn.
Man.
Yeah.
So long. It's so crazy to me because we started questioning ourselves, like him and I, because Brandon was the EVP guy. Brandon would pull out the recorder, he would ask the questions, we do the playback. So him, Kyle, and myself are going like, are we fucking talking at any point?
Yeah.
Like we're going like, no, we were completely silent.
Yeah.
So there's nothing, there's no reason.
It's hard not to second guess yourself with something like that.
Yep.
That's awesome. That's awesome
That's
evidence.
incredible.
It was also just on a normal digital recorder, like some
Yeah.
cheap one that we got off the internet, not any super
Yeah.
fancy.
I think it was
expensive
some
one.
like $12
Yeah.
digital recorder that Brandon got.
Yeah.
Some $20 recorder.
So like, I feel it adds to the validity because like it's not a product that is geared towards creating them in a way.
The amount of people that were in that live when that happened too was amazing. Like there were so many people that experienced it with us, which made us fall. And that was our first real live on TikTok.
Yeah, that was the first time Ray came into our
Yeah.
life, like when we met him.
Like that made us like, we're going like, this is what, that was so much fun. Like we having that many people there with us experience that. I mean, it was a great night.
Nice. Awesome.
Well, that is okay. So now the next one coming up says new project.
This is the reveal.
Yeah.
Deal.
This is the one that we've all been waiting for. This is their excuse for not being as active as they want to be. This is what they were doing on the side. I don't know if we want to say anything or if we just roll the clip.
Leave it up to them.
Yeah.
What was that?
Do you guys want to do an introduction for it before we play it?
I say we just play it and then we can go from there.
Yeah, let's just run it and we'll talk about it.
That's it.
Yeah.
You prepared?
No.
We're gonna lock you down now, bud. It's your time to shine. I'll be watching.
All right, let's do this.
I'll meet you at the door.
Can't wait to let you have to come in here when I'm done.
Let's go. What's that, dude? Did you hear that?
Oh, this is not starting off well.
All right, we got 45 minutes on the clock, and your time is going to start in 3,
We're gonna do this.
2,
I'm determined, dude. I'm not staying in here for an extra 15 minutes.
1.
I already want to watch it. Oh, it's a cliffhanger too.
Now you guys haven't said very much. I watched Kyle almost give it away one night in a live.
Oh, it's so hard, man. Like, yeah, I'm glad that we're to this point. Like, here it is, like that we got the logo reveal, and now the suspense of it building up to when we are able to release it. But there is so much that we poured into this that we just cannot let out right now. But I mean, we both can sit there and say, and we've been saying it, nobody has seen what we're about to release. Nobody has ever done what we're about to release.
It also has its own paranormal spin to it.
Yeah.
I don't want to say what because I don't want to give too much away. That's the hardest part about talking about it, or people try to catch you up and ask you to like question after question to see if you just say anything. And we have been very good at just zipping it until we can get something out there.
There's been a lot of times where we've almost slipped up though.
So this is the first time anybody's watching this at all.
So the only thing that anybody has known up till now is that we are working on a new project.
Okay.
The new project has a name.
Fantastic. And it's, let you say it. What's the name?
The Haunted Games with Unfortunate Travels.
There it is, guys. Now you got something new to look forward to. I'm excited for you. I think that's awesome. I want to see what the games are about with that little teaser. You know, I really want to know what Kyle had to do. You know, I want to know. It's very exciting. It's an exciting teaser. It's something that I look forward to watching.
We can throw this little tidbit in there. There will be no 2 episodes that are ever the same.
Correct.
Oh,
That'd be awesome.
Haunted Games. What a great idea. I love it.
I'm excited. I can't wait.
Let's turn it into a passion project.
Yeah, it really has. And we have spent, gosh, I've stopped at his house, just sat on this couch with him, and we brainstormed a 2-man idea because it used to be 3.
Yep.
Right.
So where we're ending up now compared to where the idea began is completely different. It's not even the same. Like,
Okay, so just say what it is. It's haunted Squid Games.
Haunted
Yeah.
Squid Games.
I can't wait. I want to be part of it. I want to invite me along. I want to be part of it.
Oh no.
I'm telling you, man, like we have a lot of side ideas that could be incorporated into this. And we're looking for it. We're hoping that this takes off, and we're hoping that people enjoy watching it. And we want to continue because we love making it. That was so much fun.
Right.
So we're hoping that it, something happens enough to allow us to keep doing it. And eventually we would love to include people.
In full honesty, like we needed this project because we were both struggling hard and to keep going and having the proper attitude and desire to do what we were doing. So like this is just like a refresher. It just revamped everything that we were trying to do in the first place. So
You both definitely seem reinvigorated. Like it's been fun watching you the last couple live.
I'm getting more excited about it watching you guys get excited. You know what I mean? It's like it's it's what do you call it? What's the word? It's I don't know. You get the idea. You're making me want to go out.
Makes him want to pull his spirit box out.
There you go.
I got my portal right here.
Well, like that's what we want. We want people to want to watch this and want to come do it with us, or be like, man, I just wish I could go hang out with those guys.
Yep. We want people to either want you to fail or want you to win.
Yep.
But in all seriousness, guys, congratulations. I think this is a really cool project. Even though you can't give us everything, I appreciate you, bringing that to Paranormal WatchTower for us to debut for you. That's quite an honor. I think it's going to be great. And I hope you keep us updated as far as, when we can actually watch it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And we talked a lot about it. We don't want to create and edit and put together an episode to release just for everybody to have to wait a month or two for the next one.
Right.
We want to make sure that we have everything done, everything's edited the way it should be. And then once that's done, there's going to be the release trailer that's going to get put out there for everybody. We'll have a release date, and we're going to go weekly releases up until the season's over.
And we had growing pains at the very beginning of this. We lost 2 locations.
Yeah, we did.
That we had planned to be a part of the first season, and it just did not work out for us. So, it's just the challenge of what we're doing. I think that drives us even more.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
They just had somebody honking outside my house.
It's me.
Yeah.
But I think that we should definitely get all 4 of us together, and even if we just do an old school TikTok live and investigate at some point.
Oh, for sure.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
That'd be a good time.
I'm definitely.
Well, there's some talk about going down to Kansas.
The sleeper mortuary.
Sleeper mortuary, the one that Tori just bought. There's talk about going down there. So we go down there. You guys will definitely get an invite for that.
Yeah, sounds good, man. Let us know.
Thank you.
Well, with that, do we have something else to release? I feel like we let the cat out of the bag.
I'll give you.
Yeah, I mean that's the best we can do for right now.
Yeah. So
I feel like we needed to do that too to get it off of our shoulders.
Yep.
Like
right.
That was a lot to not. I mean, we had to stare at it and just know that we're the only 2 that even know anything about this.
Yep. Yeah, that's crazy. The restraint it must have taken to hold back.
Another reason that we kicked Brandon out of the group. No, that man can't keep his mouth shut.
That's funny.
I tried to get Kyle to tell me, but he wouldn't tell me.
Yeah. It's tough,
not that,
man.
and that's the thing. Like, and I want to tell you, and it's not that I don't trust you. It's just, this is something that we decided we're keeping between the 2 of us until everybody gets to see it.
Yeah.
Right.
It's going to be awesome, I think.
We can make a deal with them when the release trailer's put together. We'll let you guys see it first.
Oh yeah, I'm in for the.
So then you'll have to come back and tell us how everything went. And
That's gonna be. We're gonna do another reveal.
Yeah, we'll do a return episode.
there you go. There you go. So, and you got any more questions for him, Ray?
I don't think so.
No, I don't really have any questions. I'm stoked. I think this is a great episode. I think your show is going to do well. I'm excited just from the trailer. I think it's going to be a smash. I really do. And I'm already like gnawing at the bit to watch it. So, because I'm like all into games and stuff and the paranormal. And when you collide them together, man, dude, I hope nothing but the best for you guys. I'm excited about it.
Thanks, man.
And hopefully
You bet.
when we actually get to show you the full promo or reveal or whatever that trailer will be, we'll actually have information on where it's coming, when it's coming, and where you can watch it.
Yeah.
Nice.
They tune into their YouTube and their TikTok, Instagram.
Right.
There's something amazing to come out here shortly.
Well, with that being said, I think that puts an end to episode 5 for Paranormal WatchTower.
Yep.
I want to thank again Barry and Kyle for coming in. Unfortunate Travels, guys. If you don't know them, you should know them. Go check them out. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all over. And Haunted Games coming at you soon. I'm excited. You should be too. We'll see you soon.
Take care, everybody. Thanks, Barry and Kyle.
Yeah, man. Thanks, guys.
Later.